What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new episode of Empire's Finest. I think it's episode 12. Back to basics. Me and Font, the hottest gambler in the world. We'll get to that later. But Font, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man.
So when I say this hottest gambling in the world thing, the information that we're going to provide in the bulk of this podcast about last week, you're going to find that Font was not the hottest gambler in the world.
No, but it can turn
The
just like
last
that.
few days, and I've seen tickets to proof. The man's been literally like scorched earth fire. I'm talking like same game parlay winners, a bunch in a row. We'll get to that in a little bit, but like last week we had football was back and we were all hyped up. Now
we actually got a week to talk about.
Now we have stuff to talk about from last week. We have stuff to talk about for this week. And to be honest, like I've talked about this in the show. I don't watch preseason, so like pretty much any gambling bet I made was just a straight gut decision that probably was the other way. Like I should have faded myself this weekend. That would have been smart. I needed this week though.
If I faded myself in the 1:00 games, I would have had a great day.
We'll get to it later. We'll have a full breakdown of how we did in week one in our first Pick'em challenge. There's a lot of picks. Just football being back, so much to go over, so much to recap, so much looking forward. But before we get on with the football stuff, this is a Vendetta podcast. I mean, I don't really. We don't say that in the beginning of our podcast, but I feel like it's kind of just like a given, right? Like even Trey says part of the Vendetta Sports Podcast Network. But like, I don't know. Maybe
we're on the channel every week.
Okay, so here we go. Here we go. In case you didn't know, we're just going to redo this intro live. No cutting this. Welcome back to Empire's Finest, part of the Vendetta Sports Media Podcast Network. All right, there we go. We can cut that in however you want that, or you can just let it rock. I don't really care. All right, Vendetta stuff. We had our first ever Survivor on Twitch last night, Anthony. Were you able to watch?
I didn't get to see it. I couldn't find the video.
Oh, it's not up on YouTube yet.
Oh, that's why.
Well, when you're listening to this, it will be out. But as we're recording this, it's not out. It'll be out. It's actually coming out in 19 minutes in real time. So you guys go watch it. It's no spoilers. Well, it doesn't matter. There's no spoilers. You already watched it. William Wayne got fired. Now, Anthony, do you know who this person is?
When I texted you and I was like, because I had my invite to Survivor, I was eating dinner with my girl. We were out, and I was like, God damn it. I was like, I missed it. I was like, who got fired? You told me William Wang. I said, see, who the fuck is that?
So William and I have had a long back and forth. I tried to help him. He's been part of like a few shitty projects, and yesterday was Survivor Day. A few of us had privileges, including Scott, myself, and Carl, King Carl. Speaking of King Carl, he got a vote because he dropped Jim Arrange. This is a new college basketball podcast. Go check that out. But essentially, William got put in the list because it took him 8 days to get the video file back to Carl for a podcast. Now,
he was the one handling the video for that podcast, because I remember them talking about it.
And before he was handling the video for Carl's podcast, he was handling the video for the soccer podcast that never came out.
He did that too. Okay, now
this is all the same kid.
I know who this kid is. I was under the impression
this is all within 1 month.
I was under the impression those were two different kids. Now I knew about each situation. I thought those were two different kids. I didn't know they were the same person.
Same person. So
wow. Okay.
He's gone. It's kind of weird because I kind of thought he had like a little bit of talent. That's why I put a lot of like effort into him. I sat in on his interview. I liked the way he was cutting up his videos and doing the stuff on his own time, but he just don't really know how to work with a team or be accountable on anyone else's schedule, and that just isn't going to work. So William got fired. Bye, William.
Later.
Dude, we had to unpin his tweet today because that he made like
I seen you comment. You're like, can we unpin this now?
Yeah, he liked it. I don't know. Let's move on. But we had like a bunch of intern meetings, myself and Brian. Brian Tan hosted Tandemonium. I happened to be on that yesterday too, so if you want to go check that out, that's also out. But I'm hoping that we obviously know this intern class wasn't the best. It's been very heavily documented. But I'm hoping now that we're doing these processes and trying to put people in the right direction, that stuff just starts going more smoothly. So we can only hope. We had two new interns, 2 good interviews today. They both hopped on, so we'll see how those go.
Oh, you mean they both showed up on time?
Showed up on time, answered the questions the right way. Both seem like they had talent, so we'll see what we can get out of them. Because at the end of the day, we're just trying to, we're a startup media company. Everyone's got to do their part. It's never glamorous. If it were glamorous, we'd be in a studio. I wouldn't be podcasting in my parents' house still.
I wouldn't be podcasting in my parents' basement.
I wouldn't be in school still. There's just so much shit going on that this ain't glamorous. Just you got to do the dirty work. And if you're not down with the dirty work, get the fuck out of the way. All right.
Oh.
You got anything on Vendetta? Anything you want to talk about?
So far, no. I mean, you pretty much touched on everything. The only thing is, I will say the intern class, I will say this. So for the intern class that would be coming in spring of 2022. Well, listen, the bar has already been set really low by this class in the fall. Can't do much worse than that. So,
you can't do more. Hopefully, we get a few winter interns. That'd be nice. But yeah, no, it's gonna be. So there's a lot of pressure, and we could have used some fresh blood around here. Some people need a wake up call, but I don't know. We just took on a big symbol project, so it's kind of got all hands on deck for that right now. But we've been going. All right, football. Now, we both started the same way we're used to starting our seasons. Disappointment. Yeah. One, a lot more disappointing than the other. I'm gonna just ask you, dude, what the fuck happened to the Giants, and why did I think that at this time last week they were a good bet?
You know what happened to the Giants, Jason? Jason Garrett
Your face. It's incredible. Why isn't he fired? We talked about this on Tuesday. I said we were talking about this yesterday. Like, he is the first person that needs to be fired in that franchise right now. If he doesn't get fired, there's no way Joe Judge likes him. They were hired together. I don't think Judge chose him. Did he?
No, he didn't.
Yeah, there's no way Judge wants that guy.
Gettleman picked him with the backing of Mara, and this guy needs to be gone yesterday. He is just one of the most inept offensive coordinators I've ever witnessed in my life, and that's going on having guys like Ben McAdoo. I mean, this is so bad. He doesn't play to Daniel Jones' strengths, as if Daniel Jones has many, but he doesn't play to the guy's strengths. He just purposely allows him to just put himself in really bad situations. Early on in the game, they hit Darius Slayton on a deep go for about a 30-yard gain, and Daniel Jones's best throw is the deep ball. Okay, so why don't we try more of that? We didn't. We ran deep routes maybe another 5 times throughout that game. Everything else was short intermediate throws and runs up the middle that got us nowhere because our offensive line is still bad. And we were going up against Von Miller and Bradley Chubb. Although Andrew Thomas, I got to give the guy respect because he held Bradley Chubb as he really did well against him. It was on the other side with Matt Pert, who was just who was just letting Von Miller just run right through him like a hot knife through butter.
I'm sure that guy I'm sure he had a fun film day, but Von Miller's gonna make a lot of people look like that, but. I never heard of that guy. I probably will never hear of him after week 5 when he gets fired or sent to the practice squad or something like that.
I really hope he does.
But it's just
bad.
I feel like this week exposed so many bad offensive lines. I don't know. Everyone just kind of thinks in the offseason that their line magically got better. Mine didn't. That thing gets hurt. My line got worse. But finishing up on the Giants, taking them +3. luckily, from like a gambling perspective, I didn't have to worry about that game after the first 5 minutes. Once it was over, it was over. The Giants never had a prayer. There's never even a thought of a possible backdoor. You know who thought of a possible backdoor? My Jets.
They had me sweating. I had to actually sit there glued to the screen. I said this was the most entertaining part about this whole Jets game is that I'm about to sit here get backdoored by fucking Zach Wilson.
So I got a lot of shit. We're gonna play a game that we've played on the show a good amount of times. A game that I stole from That's Some Cheese. I got yelled at. I got berated on the Q&A.
You got yelled at for that?
I was like, oh, shut up, Trey. Like I gave you proper credit. Anyway, fair or foul. My friends thought this, like my real in real life friends, the ones outside of Vendetta, my also Jets fans, they thought it was the most foul thing I could do to bet against the Jets week 1 of the new regime.
They thought that was foul for you to do?
I was getting yelled at. And not only was it like a bet on the Panthers, like they were my best bet of the week. But, and I said this to them, well, I'll let you answer. Fair or foul?
So fair or foul, you betting against the Jets.
Correct.
100% fair.
100% as a Jets fan.
It's still fair.
Thank you.
It's still fair.
Clip it and ship it. Yeah, no, you have to, if you don't separate your fandom from a sports gambler, you're gonna lose a lot because maybe that's just my New York sports brain telling me that because my teams always disappoint me when I think they're going to. So why even put any monetary backing behind them? But in all seriousness, you need to separate the gambling from the fan because if it was any other team and the quarterback was returning back to a franchise that clearly passed up on him, they decided to move him in a brand new direction. They were coming to your new home. Sam Darnold was welcoming all of his old teammates, the owner of his team. If you don't think that guy wants to shove it down their face, you're out of your own mind. And I don't think Zach Wilson should be able to. I'm not expecting him to win those games early in the season. Obviously, it got a lot closer than it should have been. I probably would have bet that up to 6.5, 7. Luckily, it was 4.5 or.
Actually, lucky that you end up waiting until Sunday for that line to go down because if you had the line at 5. You had the line at 5.5. You lost that game.
Exactly. So you that's part of why we talk about these shows and we talk about how we're changing the lines, but the posts get edited Anthony's and pick-em post gets edited as we get closer to the end because line changes so much and shit becomes stale right away. So we saw that. Just so closing up with the Jets, Zach Wilson actually looked good in a loss, which is I feel like it's really hard to see good things in losses, especially as a Jets fan. Becton getting hurt was the most Jets thing possible.
Oh, 100%.
That man crying on the car. I felt so bad.
He dislocated his kneecap, right?
Yeah, fortunately, he's not going to be out as much as everyone thought he's going to be. I think he's just going to miss a few games. He's definitely not out for the year as of now. But
that man, on a side note, that man needs to sue Adam Gase for potentially sabotaging his career with the whole shoulder injury last year.
Not the first time the Jets have had medical malpractice issues.
Oh, I'll believe me, I know.
It's not great. All right. So we talked about bad beats. All right. So I'm not exactly sure how to transition this, but we talked about the pick'em pot. We talked about the pick'ems that Anthony's doing. I have our records here, Anthony.
Yep.
They're not great.
Oh, I know.
However, they would have been a lot different. A lot different is definitely a big exaggeration. The 49ers didn't get bad beat citied by Dan Campbell and the Lions.
7-9 looks a hell of a lot better than 6-10. I'll tell you that.
It's been. I don't know what Dan Campbell is doing in Detroit.
He bit their knees off.
How do you
bit the Niners' knees off?
There's no way I'm battling back in that game. I don't think so. Like I don't. Maybe I'm just not a good enough man. Like whatever it is. But like, what were they down? Like 33 nothing.
I do know in the fourth quarter, with about 9 minutes to go, they were down 41-17.
Exactly. And I get that they have to recover an onside kick for it to even be a chance. And
I'll tell you right now just how bad of a bad beat this was, in case anyone wasn't really paying attention to that game, if you didn't bet on it. I'm going to tell you right now, because I was watching my scorecast, because I don't get Lions or Niners games in New York, but the Lions scored a touchdown with 1:53 left in the game. They get the 2-point conversion. It's 41-25. You go, all right, whatever. There's no way they could do that. They could get this back. Deebo Samuel fumbles the ball with a minute left. The Lions pick it up, and in a matter of a couple seconds, score another touchdown. There goes your line. There goes the Niners cover.
Bad beat, Scott Van Pelt City. I'm sure that was the first. I'm sure that was the first thing on his Sunday night broadcast was that. I don't know. Lions might be like a sneaky team I bet on now because they might suck, but they might.
They're gonna get some really high lines.
Exactly,
they're gonna get
and
some
like
really high plus lines.
And you know, you teased them a little bit. I didn't do it this week, but we'll see. Also, later up in the show is my first Tuesday teaser, the first locked in official Tuesday teaser. All right, let's get to the records though. Let's get to the records. Anthony, what did you start? If you had to guess, there were 10 games in the 1 p.m. slate. What'd you do?
I won maybe one or two of them.
2-8. 2-8 in the 1 o'clock slate. Not great. I went 5-5, not better. But this is where things got really hairy. After the last 1 p.m. game closed, your boy, Creek's Corner, lost every single one after.
Pulling the Stu Finer on us.
All 3 405s, nope. 425, nope. Sunday Night Football, nope. Monday Night Football, maybe. So this is where things get a little bit interesting, and I put myself in a pickle. So Carl and I are doing the Symbol 6 posts. I did the NFL post I did the NFL picks this week, and I did choose the Raiders in that. However, I chose the fucking Ravens in this.
Yeah, in the pick 'em. Yeah.
Everything stays the same. My pick'em record stays the same, but I just wanted on the record that I was really 6-10, not 5-11, and that one game is going to matter for our standings. You know that.
And just so everyone knows, I was also 6-10. So if I started
true.
out
I didn't even finish that. Right, you started out 2-8, then you went 2-2 in the 4s, and then 2-0 in the prime times. So if Vaughn stays hot in the prime times, like we could make some prime time money.
Oh, I'm definitely cool making prime time money.
Except we both lost Thursday night prime time. But we can forget that. That NFL didn't season start yet. Like it don't start till Sunday.
I mean, you could even talk about that being a bad beat too, if you want. A Godwin fumbling the ball at the goal line. Otherwise, that would have been the cover. And I know. Listen, if the Bucs score there. I know the Cowboys. The Cowboys are not scoring. The Cowboys are not coming down the field and scoring.
This felt like forever ago because it was last Thursday. And
because it was last Thursday.
And there's been so much football between then and a nice little like family friendly debate in our Slack chat. But anyone who told me that betting on the Bucs in that Thursday night game was like a square or an idiot, like you're wrong. You didn't watch that game. Like Trey, you can't tell me with a straight face that was a bad team to bet on when they had a chance to ice the game, go up 15 or some shit like that. I don't know what, maybe not 15, but they had a chance to go up and then.
No, they did, but they definitely would have. They definitely were going to cover.
Right, with 4.5 5 minutes to go, and then you're putting the pressure on a team. They got to throw the ball. They got to force something. There's an interception. The game's over. So don't tell me that was a dumb bet. I won't handle it. I won't allow it. I'll take the L. I'll hold my L right here. I'm wearing it. It's on my forehead. But like, don't call me a square for that. I ain't a square. I ain't a square. All right. Anything else for last week you want to talk about? Anything else we missed last week?
Oh boy. I don't think so. No, actually, no. Only one little thing I got on my mind is that we're going down the road of where I'm going to have another meme made out of me in some sort of a emergency press announcement when I blow up about the Giants like I did last year, and Jackson made a meme out of me. Because I can already see where this is heading. Jason Garrett's going to run this team into the ground. He's going to take all these weapons that we have on offense and just make them look absolutely useless. So the defense is going to be sitting out there for 40 minutes a game again, and then you know what? Let me just keep ranting. And then on another part about the freaking Giants defense, for all well and good, the Giants defense is. They cannot get off the field on freaking 3rd and 4th down, and it is.
Are they
horrible.
Good? Is the Giants defense good?
They are good.
Really? How many points did they give up to the Broncos?
That's honestly I don't think that's their fault. They had the offense there, literally putting them in bad position, going 3 and out.
How many 40-point
like
games? How many? What did they give up? 37. It's 37-3, right?
No. They gave up like 20. It was 27.
Okay, 27. How many 30-point games did they have to give up before you say this defense might not be good? Because I don't think this defense is good. It might be a week 1 overreaction, but I don't think they're good.
They are good. I'll give it like 2 or 3, probably 2. But
if this defense goes, there's no hope for this
defense was good. The Giants got takeaways. The offense just absolutely did not capitalize on them. That was the issue. That was probably one of the.
You still optimistic or no?
I mean, it's week 1. I should still be optimistic just because of the division that we're in.
I was just saying, I feel like that's a game when you're looking back at the schedule, like in November, and you're like, shit, where could we get a win? It's like, oh, we lost it. We got murdered by the Broncos. We probably should have had that game. Like, if I bet the Giants team total over, I would have liked for them to win that game.
I very much would have liked for them to win that game.
Yeah. So
the schedule don't get easier from here.
Exactly, and especially now. I mean, the football team quarterback got hurt. That kind of sucks, obviously for them. But for the Giants, it's just maybe one less team that they got to compete with. I mean, that defense is still nasty. That defense.
Although Daniel Jones is 4-0 against the Washington football team.
It's odd.
That is odd. That is the only team he can beat.
How many other wins does he have not against the Washington football team? Like, can you count them on one hand?
Yeah, actually, I think you can. I think it's like 4 or 5.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, fine. What do you want to do next? I could do my Tuesday teaser. I do my 3 picks of the week, or you can do. I hear you got 2 games that you're trying to inform the people about.
Do your Tuesday teaser. Do your Tuesday teaser. I'll get my 2 games, and then you get your 3.
All right. Here it is, the first ever Tuesday teaser on the show. Only reason why we didn't do it last week is because like lines aren't first coming out on Monday. The lines have been out pretty much for like 3 months. For the most part, everyone knows what the games are, what the lines are going to look like. So these are like first gut reactions. For the record, everything that I give on the show, I have monetary stake in. My teasers, I'm putting my real money on, and just all that stuff. Being a support, just because I ain't just giving picks just to keep track. Like, that shit don't matter. All right, 4-teamer. It's plus 250. So one unit to win 2.5 units. That's what that means. AKA, if you're betting $100, you win $250. All right. Texans plus 18.5. Texans were probably, despite everything that's gone on this offseason, like, I took Jacksonville in their matchup week 1. I thought that Trevor Lawrence and Urban Meyer were going to come out and stomp them. Now I think that Urban Meyer might go to USC. So I don't know what's up with that guy anymore. they're playing the Browns. I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah, they're playing the Browns.
They are playing the Browns.
So,
Tough game.
and even if the Texans get blown out, like a game blown out by the Browns is losing by like 17 with only, and you have the ball for 15 minutes of the game, and like you fumble the ball twice, and Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt ran for 450 combined yards. Like that's a Cleveland Browns blowout when they're playing their best football this year. So
yeah,
I see the Texans still getting beaten badly and staying within the number. Seattle plus a half. So basically just Seattle will win. I've talked about this on Tanimoni yesterday. I just for some reason forgot Russell Wilson was so good. Like, yeah, I forgot he existed for a hot second when I was like looking over the board. Who do they got this week? Oh, they're playing the Titans. Titans fraud organization. I'm just gonna try and every team I'm wrong on. It's my initial. It's the only thing I'm gonna think about the rest of the year. Like I'm wrong. I was wrong week 1. Titans are frauds the rest of the year. I'm gonna keep betting against them. So Seattle to win. Kansas City plus 2.5. They're playing the Ravens. Ravens somehow lost to the Raiders.
Yep.
Chiefs don't cover. So you know what? I might even flip that bet. I might just make it to shake the Ravens plus the number or whatever it is, because the Chiefs don't cover ever. So I'll take the 7 points. You know what? I'm sticking with it. Kansas City plus 2.5.
Yeah,
I basically educated Kansas City to win.
Never change your bet. Listen,
well, I mean, I should have changed my bet this week. I would have won 11-6.
True. But listen, if you got the Chiefs at plus money or at a plus number, you got to just take it, because the way the Ravens made mistakes last week, there ain't no way that they're beating the Chiefs.
I really hope I'm not wrong on that. And then the last one is just Green Bay -5. I was really wrong about this week 1. I think
me too. I
think the entire world was. I saw a few people in the Slack trying to claim that they were, Jameis, the Jameis whisperers, and knew this was going to happen.
Yeah. Okay. Nobody said a peep about them beating the Packers like that in week 1, and like.
Yeah. I just can't see Aaron Rodgers continually losing like this.
It was the worst game of his career.
There's no
there's no way
there's no way my brain computes Aaron Rodgers playing horrible football like that. So give me the Packers to win by. I have them -5, so anything more than a touchdown, I'll be happy. That's the 4. That's the first Tuesday teaser that's actually coming out to you on a Thursday, but don't tell my mom. All right, fine.
I love it.
Give me your games.
I love it. All right. So, first game I love this line, actually. Like, whenever you can put this in, I would put it in. I'm actually going to put it in as soon as the show ends. Chicago -2.5 playing the Bengals. The public is 61% on Cincinnati. That is a huge.
See the Chicago Bears in prime time this
Of course
week.
I did. I watched every second of that game.
You want to give points. You want to give points with that team.
That was the Rams. This is the Bengals. The Bengals are not that good. They beat a notoriously just underperforming Vikings team that everybody beats. It doesn't matter. I'm sorry, but -2.5 on Chicago. I'm taking it. Cincinnati, just the fact that there's 61% of the public is on Cincinnati right now, that's just a week 1 overreaction. There ain't no way that they played that well again against a team that's not that far away from them. Obviously not really a rivalry because they're different divisions, but Chicago Bears, I think they'll step up again, and the way the Bengals offensive line is currently constructed, I think Khalil Mack will have a hell of a day. I don't know. This number just stuck out of me. I love it. I think Chicago is going to win that game by at least 5 points. Moving on to what actually kind of shocked me is you got 2 of Font's 5 favorites from last season duking it out this week. The Bills against the Dolphins. These two teams were like Fonz 5 favorites. They covered so much for me, especially early on when Vegas thought that the Dolphins sucked, and it turns out the Dolphins didn't suck. But
this is part of my best bet. This is part of my not my best bet. This is part of my 3. So I'm curious now.
Okay. I'm going with the Dolphins plus 3.5. Dude, 76% of the public is on Buffalo. I'm sorry. I just don't like that at all. Kiss it death.
I am a square.
Everyone's gonna be circling the wagons. Hey, Buffalo might win that game, but it's gonna be a lot tougher than they think. I'm like a little nervous though because of the fact that Buffalo lost week 1. I think that they're a really good team. It was just one of those games, you lost to the Steelers. It's okay because everybody loses to the Steelers. They're the Steelers.
That was not okay. I was not okay with that performance by that team. That wasn't my future AFC champion, Buffalo Bills.
Week 1, man, a lot can change. I remember a couple of years ago when Tom Brady and the Pats were getting their asses handed to them in Arrowhead, and Monday Night Football broadcast was saying that Tom Brady was on the way out, and he ended the season with a Super Bowl win. So, not saying Josh Allen's on that level yet, but I think the Dolphins definitely are going to cover this game. Love the Dolphins. They're a scrappy team, great defense. All they need Tua to do is just hang on to the ball, be a good game manager, which he did pretty well against the Pats with, Bill Belichick, who knows that team, who knows pretty much every team in the AFC North or the AFC East better than,
no one knows anyone better. Yeah.
I mean, even than their own coaches, Bill Belichick knows those teams better. So I'm going with the Dolphins plus 3.5. So those are my 2 games that I absolutely love. Chicago minus 2.5, Miami plus 3.5.
All right. So I might have been bad on our pick'em contest, but I did go 2-1 on my show picks. I gave Panthers, I gave Chargers, and I gave the Bucks minus 8. So 2-1. I'm trying to, if I could stay, I'm doing a bunch of things, so it feels like there's so much shit to keep track of. But if I could keep 2 of my contests over 55%, I'm gonna be a happy man. All right. So we're 2-1. We're 66%. Here are the 3 for this week. All right. Just since you said off the top, it's Bills. Bills minus 3.5. I don't see this Buffalo Bills team is very, very good. If they want to win this division, they have to take care of business, and they're going to take care of business handily. I know I'm going to upset Jackson. We talked about this a little bit on Tandem Moment too. I don't know if Tua is ready to lead this team to be an AFC East contender yet. Give me the Bills. Give me Bills, but then a touchdown. I think this actually might get a little bit ugly in Buffalo. They're in Miami. I think that's the only reason why the line's not bigger. I think this might get a little bit ugly, honestly. I might go Bills by 2 touchdowns, but I'll take the Bills 3.5. My best bet of the week, Seattle 5.5 against Tennessee. I kind of talked about it with the teaser, but I think I'm all in on Russell Wilson this year again. All in on Russell Wilson.
September Russ is a different animal. I'll tell you that. September Russ is definitely a different animal.
My 3rd pick, and this might also be my best bet. We're gonna have to see how lines and ultimately end up changing, but give me the Cardinals. They're playing a shitty Vikings team who we just talked about. 3.5 again. I don't know why these lines are staying within a touchdown so frequently. Honestly, I'm angry I missed that when I was doing my lines, when I was doing my teaser, because I definitely would have made it a fifth teamer and bumped these odds up a little bit. But I'll just sneak him into my 3, my Empire's Finest 3 of the week. So I got Seattle 5.5, Arizona 3.5, and Bills 3.5. All favorites. I think I'm going to be a square. I think I just went 0-3. Saying them out loud. I just went 0-3. So it's minus 330 right there. So even if I hit my teaser, I'm still down for the week. Not good.
Hey man, we'll see. Only time can tell, but I know that feeling when you sit there and you're like, I'm picking way too many favorites.
Maybe like the issue now that we're doing a podcast, like I have to like put some thought into it before Sunday. Because obviously we record Wednesday and we want to have this show goes on Thursday. Oh, we didn't even talk about Thursday Night Football this week. You forget you forget to mention?
Yeah, Washington football team. Oh God, the Giants. Yeah, it's just gonna be like, I don't know, because Daniel Jones has literally beaten this team every time he's played them. I don't know. I don't really know what to expect.
I haven't looked at the line. I'm gonna give you my
plus 3. It's Giants plus 3.5.
Okay.
And honestly, I'm just gonna stay away from the game because I don't trust this team right now.
Life's too short to bet the under, but haven't looked at the total. This is the most under game.
That definitely be
So
definitely
you know what?
game.
I'll mark that down as an official play. As soon as the show ends, I will go.
Not a bad idea.
I'm gonna go to a legal gambling state and go make sure I do that responsibly and legally. I live 20 minutes from New Jersey, everyone. I can be there very quickly. Don't worry.
Just go right over the Tappan Zee.
Literally,
that's it.
I can throw a rock and be in Jersey. Don't you worry. There's nothing shady going on here. Yeah, fine. We need to have better weeks.
This week will definitely be better. I need to get a feel for these teams. Week 1 was just kind of like a shot in the dark. Like I didn't know what to expect from anybody. Now that I've seen everyone play, I'm like, okay, now I got a little bit better feel for these teams.
Exactly. I got one
this
full.
This week will be better.
I got one full Sunday under my belt. I saw the board. I saw the teams. We did win in fantasy. In case the listeners at home,
we played Trey this week.
I said we got Don Daubert coming up.
Yeah, we played Trey this week.
We're projected to be a pretty close game, but
you don't know how badly I want to beat Trey this week.
Oh, really?
Oh, Doug, I would love to. He talks so much shit about his fantasy prowess, and I would just love to beat him.
All right, I'll wrap up the show with this. So this is my first football season in Vendetta. Obviously, not your first, Anthony.
Yep, second.
First of all, the NFL Sunday was one of the more fun times to be here. However, Monday Night Football, we had two of our I had two of my this weekend. I just saw it was basically watching my parents fight all weekend. Yeah, I had Trey and Jackson going back and forth on Sunday. Just not even about anything football related, just going back and forth. They were just kind of going at each other. I was I felt like a kid in the corner, hiding, and then it was awkward. And then Alex Schick left the NFL chat on Monday. Did you know that?
That was so great. I thought it was hilarious.
So Tuesday morning he comes back in because he needs someone to do balls deep, and I look at the NFL chat, and all of a sudden Garrett Burroughs added Alex Schick the third back. I was like, oh, he was that angry. He literally laughed. So I want to know, is this every Sunday? Are they expecting these fireworks? This is just normal?
Absolutely. I'm trying to think last year what happened. Oh, well, you could even see Alex still goes on about the because I wrote a post last year after the Giants beat Seattle when they went into Seattle and won that game. I was like, nobody wants to play the Giants in the playoffs if they make the playoffs. Blah, 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 whatever. They didn't make the playoffs because Daniel Jones sucks and they had a really rough end of the season schedule. But regardless, he still talks about that, and I'll get into it with him pretty much every Sunday whenever the Giants are on, because he'll say something and I just I'm never the bigger man. I always have to rebuttal it. And I also got I got into me and Scott got into a Twitter argument last year because of this. I wrote a 1,000-word article about how much I hated the Eagles and how the Eagles organization was a terrible place to work for because of them basically throwing the game against the Washington football team and keeping us out of the playoffs.
God, I would have loved to be here for that, but I'm here for the future. We got a full NFL season ahead. Now, I was just kind of thinking this week doesn't matter. This might as well have been the fourth preseason game. Now the season starts. Season
definitely starts now.
Just make sure that when we're week 18 comes around, you could put a little asterisk next to my record, and we're gonna do like, in college football they do like record and then conference record.
Yeah.
We're gonna do like my record and then my week 1 record, and then count that as like preseason record.
I bet. I'm totally cool with that.
Let's juice the numbers. We're gonna juice the numbers however we want to make us look as great as possible.
It's our show. We can do whatever we want.
Exactly. Week 2 of the Pick'em is going to be out by the time you're watching this. Survivor is out by the time you're watching this. It's been an interesting week of Medetta. I feel like I've done a lot. It's been an insane week back. I back to school last week. I kind of talked about that. I just like the bullshit and the bureaucracy, all that. But now we're back in the swing, getting on a routine. Well, yesterday I did Twitch bingo. I did 3 straight shows. Now we got the symbol project. So we've got so much shit going on. Make sure you're checking out the other stuff on the site. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, stay in contact. Follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram. You want to find out how to get in the giveaway, go listen to the last show. If you comment on this post, you like and comment on this post, on this video, whatever, you're also entered in the giveaway. Just comment your name, your Twitter handle. You hear that? Just all you have to do is say hi at Twitter handle. Boom, you're entered. I hope you win. I
Really do.
I will guarantee 2 winners come from the YouTube comments.
I'd probably say that too, yeah.
And if somehow that's not how it works, I will make sure that 2 people from the YouTube comments get it. So make sure you're doing it on YouTube anyway. All right. Finally, you got anything else?
No, that's about it. I'm just gonna go back to wallowing in my self-misery because I know that I gotta watch the Giants tomorrow.
By the way, we just stopped talking about baseball.
Yeah, you think I want to talk about the fucking Yankees right now? Can you like go
fastball?
And, like,
Fastball.
take this? Yeah, okay, bro. Please. It's such a that's such a reach. It's not even funny.
I don't know, bro. If it was the other way around, John Boy would be freaking standing on Empire State Building with a mega horn. Steve Cohen's a cheater.
I don't know why everybody hates John Boy so much.
I don't hate John Boy. I like to hate on John Boy because he's primarily a Yankees guy and he definitely has like a Yankees bias. But
of course he does. Come on.
No,
I
remember Milo wrote an article, like kind of when I first started, actually, about how like baseball YouTube and like baseball media has been helping. But I mean, the John Boy Savages in the Box video probably was like, I'm sure for him it was one of his most viral like coming.
It was like the one that really launched. So I've been following John Boy for like a long time, and that was like because of the Yankees. I just like happened to find him, and that was what blew him up, was the Savages in the Box stuff. And then what really blew him up was when he was like one of the first people to literally like have like a full like breakdown video evidence of the whole Astros cheating thing. And like, it's
really if you talk about that guy and his like story and what he's done in this the first like 2 to 3 years of what he was doing, like he was lucky he was small because MLB would have swooped him up because he was just using so much game footage.
Yes,
absolutely. MLB would have, if his account had any more followers, he would have been copy striked. It would have been done. There were nothing you could do about it.
They can't like, you can't use. I know right now you can't use Fox video game footage like at all. You put up any Fox game footage, it gets taken down within like a matter of 10 minutes.
Yeah, broadcast rights stupid. We talked about that a little bit.
So dumb. Like once it's aired, it's free reign. I'm sorry, but it's free reign once it's out there.
I was debating trying to do a research paper on how stupid blackout restrictions are, but I don't know if I could write a research paper about that. It would just be 20 pages of "This is dumb. Rod Manfred's an idiot. Remove blackout restrictions." Just copy and paste for 20 words. I don't think for 20 pages. I don't think my professor would have liked that very much.
No, probably not.
All right, graduate. All right, make sure you follow the Twitter at Empire's Finest. The one is in the Empire on Twitter, Empire's Finest at Instagram. The one is in the Finest. Same handles, Empire's Finest. Like I said, make sure you're doing all that stuff on YouTube. Help us help you. Help us get you a shirt. Juice the algorithm. share us, do something. I appreciate it. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
Later, guys.